In this video, I'm going to talk about something known as tangents and normals. Okay? Tangents and normals. What do they mean in mathematics? Let me just quickly explain it before I tell you how to do. Let's say you have an equation here, y equals to x squared. I draw the grid lines for you. This is y, this is x, and I know what this graph looks like. You don't have to worry about memorizing the graph, okay? Don't worry about that. I'm just telling you that the graph will look something like this, okay? It will. Trust me, it just looks something like this. And what we want to do is, I want to explain to you what is a tangent. A tangent is, let's just pick any point. I'm going to pick this point, okay? At this point here, I want to draw something known as a tangent. The tangent would be a line that just barely touches the curve, okay? Now, note that the tangent is a straight line, okay? It has to be a straight line. And the straight line will just touch this point here, like that. What does the tangent tell you? The tangent actually tells you the gradient. Okay, it tells you the gradient here. At this point on the black color curve, imagine this point here has a certain slope. Just like this point here has a certain slope. Just like this point here has a certain slope. It's the gradient. Am I correct? If I took the gradient and I extend it to a long straight line, I will get this tangent. So the gradient at this point here is almost the same as tangent, which is why the steps for doing this is very similar to finding the slope. How do we find the gradient? To find the gradient, we just need to do dy dx. Dy dx will tell us our gradient. Okay? So those are the steps of doing. So that's tangent. Now that we know what's a tangent, then what in the world is a normal? A normal is this. First, you draw your tangent. Okay? You have a tangent here in red. The normal would be a line that is 90 degrees perpendicular to my tangent at the same point. Okay, so let's say the same point. The line that I'm drawing in blue would be the normal. Okay, I know my line is a little bit hairy, but it's supposed to be a straight line. And this line in blue and the line in red is supposed to be perpendicular to each other. This is known as a normal, the line in blue. Okay, why in the world do we need to know a normal? Well, you don't really have to care about that. In all honesty, if you want to do the question, just understand how you get a normal, okay? If you really want to understand how a normal is useful, we will save that for another time. Yeah? What's the difference between tangents and normals? Well, you already know by now that they are perpendicular to each other. You also know that dy dx gives you your tangent. Okay? dy dx gives you the gradient. Okay, the gradient of your tangent. Okay? And we can call this mt. M stands for gradient. Okay? M stands for gradient. T stands for tangent. So how do you think we will express the gradient of normal? It will be mn, where n stands for normal. So gradient of normal. How are these two related? The gradient of normal is negative 1 over mt. Okay, maybe you don't like formulas. It sounds, I hate formulas. Don't worry, it's very simple. Let me explain to you. Imagine if the gradient of your tangent, okay, let me just erase this. Just erase this, and I'll just leave this one down here for you to refer to, okay? Now imagine that I already have my gradient of tangent. Let's say my gradient of tangent is 3. What is my gradient of my normal? So according to this formula, I look something like this. Okay, don't worry, I'll make it very easy. Take the 3, put 1 over that number, 1 over 3. Then put a minus sign in front. That's it. You're done. This is the gradient of normal. Minus 1 over of this number. That's the gradient of normal. Okay? That's your mn. So, the question. Find the equation of the line tangent to the curve at x equals to 2. Okay? So, this is the question. How do we do it? Let me run through this with you. First of all, what you need to do is, you need to find the gradient of my tangent, mt. If I have my mt, then I would have the gradient. Secondly, they want the equation of the line. To get the equation of the line, you must use this. Y equals to mx plus c. This is the equation of straight line. Okay? Straight line. Some of you would recognize this. y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 equals to m. Yeah, just m. Okay, and then you bring it over. Personally, I don't like this. Okay, it's not as wrong. It's not as wrong, but this is confusing. Okay, this equation is useful for something else, finding gradient. Okay, but I won't touch on this. Please don't use this. It's confusing. Well, your lecturer might prefer this, but in my videos, I just don't like to use it, and it's confusing. I won't go through why it's confusing, but I've seen many people make mistakes. Okay, so anyway, what you need to find, y equals mx plus c. You need to find what's m, you need to find what's c. What's my m? M is here, mt. So let's go into finding mt, shall we? To find mt, we must differentiate dy dx. What's my equation? Okay, the equation just now, as you can see here, this is my equation. Y equals to x squared. Okay, this is my equation. So, if y equals to x squared, what's dy dx? Dy dx equals to, I bring the 2 down, I write x, dy dx is 2x. Ta-da! This is my dy dx. Okay. Now, how do I find mt? Do I write mt equals to 2x? Do I write this? No, mt is not equals to 2x. Okay. mt is 2x after substituting the value of x that they gave you, which is here. See, they give you x equals to 2. Sub x equals to 2 inside here. So what is mt equals to? mt equals to 2 times 2, which is equals to 4. This is your mt. Notice that your mt is a number. There is no x. No x. Okay, it's just a number. Next step. What do we do from here? We need to use y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so equation of straight line, y equals to mx plus c. I know what's my value of m now. It's 4. 4x plus c. I don't know what is c. So how do I find this? Do I have a value of x? I do. The question told me x equals to 2. Do I have a value of y? I don't have one. But I know that I can put x equals to 2 inside here. If I put x equals to 2 inside here, this gives me my y. See, y equals to x squared. So if my x is 2, then y is 2 squared, which is 4. So y is 4, m is 4. What's my value of x? 2 plus c. So how do I find c? c equals to, this is 4 times 2 is 8. I can bring over here. 4 minus 8 equals to minus 4. Therefore, my final answer is y equals to 4x minus 4. See, this equation, y equals to mx plus c, is the equation of straight line. This is my equation of the straight line of the tangent. That's my answer.